Hey there, VibeTribe. I'm just G, and welcome back to my channel, where I share my love of creative journaling, mental well-being, and all things that feel good. Are your heart and thoughts racing? Do you have the creepy crawlies? Are you tired, no pun intended, from all those sleepless nights? If you are, then you're like me, living with anxiety. Today, I'm journaling on anxiety and my experience with it. So let's pour a spot of tea and take control of our anxiety. I used to get anxiety looking at a blank page when I had my creative block. Thankfully, I've overcome both. Anxiety can make things appear distorted, so for this theme, I was drawn to dark lettering and abstracts, because when I have anxiety, it can feel dark and chaotic. I'm also using some floral outlines because to me, when we're in the darkness of anxiety, if we're working to get better and get it under control, everything begins to grow. All these stickers, rub-ons, and paper stock that I'm using today are from my local crafting store, Hobby Lobby. It's like my second home. And while I put this theme together, I'm going to share with you my first experience with anxiety. So my first experience with anxiety was really weird. It happened 12 years ago, and when it happened, I literally thought I was dying. It was a feeling I'd never experienced before. You see, I was a shareholder in a few interrelated businesses, and one day the board elected me to take over one of those businesses that I had zero experience in. Sure, I was an investor, but I had no knowledge of that particular part of the industry that I was being cast into. Now, I'm a strong person. I'd been working in this industry my whole life, and I loved developing our business. But this time it was different. I was taking over for an exiting shareholder, and I knew no one in the business or how the business had been being run. Couple that with the fact that none of the people I was now leading had any interest in me or the change I would be bringing, it was like all of a sudden I was this bad guy who had come in to shake up their whole world. There was no welcoming committee. It was more like a lynch mob. I would go to work every day dealing with this enormous learning curve. While no one wanted to help me, no one would talk to me unless they had to, and I basically felt like an outcast in my own business. About 3 days into this, I got so tired of the dirty looks and mistreatment, I locked myself in the storeroom to eat my lunch in peace. And that's where it happened. My heart began to race. This creepy, crawly feeling came up my back, over my shoulders, and up my neck. I started to sweat, and as I sat there on the floor, I thought, this is how I die? A heart attack in the storeroom eating a ham sandwich? Great. How long will it be before someone finds me and I have the only key there is with me? I laid on my back and just started taking deep, gulping breaths while I felt I was drowning. And a few minutes later, it started to subside. I thought to myself, what the hell was that? I'd never been that scared in my whole life. I picked myself up off the floor and went back to my office and called my doctor. Thankfully, he said to come right in, didn't have to ask me twice. And so my adventures in anxiety began. I begin every journal entry with an intention. Today, it is that anxiety is only a moment. Be calm, breathe, you are safe. It's just passing through. Anxiety is like 1,000 little shards of glass. Sharp, scary, and painful. It's like a bad cocktail that leaves us feeling nervous, worried, sleepless, and uncomfortable from head to toe. It affects each person differently and can be accompanied by its friends: depression, PTSD, OCD, and social phobia. For most people, anxiety is the body's natural response to the nervousness anyone's expected to feel, like on the first day of school or before you give a big speech. It comes, it goes, and it doesn't leave much of an impression. Then there's anxiety that doesn't go away. It lingers, infiltrating everything you think and do, and left untreated, wreaks havoc in our day-to-day lives. It can vary in intensity and can be debilitating. My anxiety stopped me from doing the things I loved, and sometimes even leaving my house. When we begin to experience the signs of anxiety, like restlessness, trouble concentrating, difficulty sleeping, or worse, it's time to address it, because left untreated, it just gets worse. And if you're experiencing anxiety, know that you're not alone. Anxiety is the most common emotional disorder that can affect anyone at any age at any time. However, studies have shown that women tend to be diagnosed with anxiety more so than men, so yay for us, go team. But really, that experience I had in the storeroom, that was an anxiety attack. Those first few days in my new job role was when the anxiety was slowly building until it finally crescendoed into an attack. Let me tell you, it's quite the attention getter. Like I said before, it's different for everyone, and I'm no exception. At the time, I had underlying health issues I was not even aware of, and that combined with the stress I was under affected my brain chemistry. And brain chemistry is one of the contributing factors of anxiety. So once I knew what I was dealing with, it was time to start getting that little monster in check. Yeah, I called it my little monster, because it always felt like that scary thing that chased me up the basement stairs as a kid. You can't see it, but somehow it feels like it's right there behind you, ready to pounce. Treating my anxiety was threefold. First, I followed my doctor's short-term prescription recommendation. Yay, I was finally going to get some sleep. Second, I found a great therapist to talk through everything I was going through. And third, I learned and continue to use all the valuable skills they taught me to keep my anxiety under control. And me, well, I got my life back. Today, I'm aware of what triggers my anxiety. I'm mindful of when I feel it coming on, and I'm committed to doing what I need to stay calm and balanced. I've also accepted that anxiety is no longer my little monster. It's more like that one friend that can be a little all over the place and you have a hard time understanding sometimes. Anxiety is something I will live with the rest of my life. I have a lot of tools that I use to manage my anxiety. Journaling every morning to start my day is the best way that I have found to reduce my anxiety. It calms me, sets my intention for the day, and helps me to work through anything that may be causing me stress at the time. I also do meditation, make sure to get enough sleep, engage in the hobbies I love, like creating journaling themes and spreads, and I avoid caffeine. I have found that caffeine sends my anxiety through the roof physically, so I avoid coffee and caffeinated drinks. I also avoid alcohol and only indulge in it when it's a celebratory toast or a date night, and always in moderation. Anxiety and alcohol do not go well together and can often lead to alcohol abuse. Let's face it, if we have anxiety, we've got enough to deal with already without adding more to our plate. Along with some lifestyle changes, I've also found that turmeric, green tea, and dark chocolate really help, as they positively affect your brain chemistry and naturally lower anxiety. I always carry some green tea packets and a little dark chocolate in my handbag, just in case. Ironically, stress and anxiety are not always bad. Both can actually give us the boost we need to accomplish tasks and face challenges. Every day, I create a list of things I need to do, And there's an instant relief I feel every time I cross something off that list. It feels like I get lighter and lighter as each task is completed, and that feels so good. And if I don't finish everything, I don't stress out about it. I simply move the unfinished tasks to the next day's list. There's always tomorrow. I also like to challenge my anxious thoughts. For me, facing them straight away helps me feel stronger and in control. If my thoughts are making me feel apprehensive about a situation, I recall a time when I had to deal with something similar and it turned out okay. Knowing I've already made it through a similar situation makes me feel safe and capable of facing what's before me. Each time I challenge my anxious thoughts and overcome them, I'm making it easier for myself the next time anxiety tries crashing my party. Over and over again, those successes add up. I never run away from my anxiety. I meet it head on. Anxiety is a part of life and usually doesn't go away. But we can get it under control, learn to manage it better, and live happier and healthier lives. You've made it this far. Anxiety is tough, but so are you. You can conquer anxiety. I believe in you. Thanks for journaling with me today about anxiety. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. I'm just G, and I'd really appreciate it if you'd give me that thumbs up, stick around by subscribing to my channel, ring my bell if you're so inclined, all the classy people do, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on anxiety. Until next time, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. I'll leave those links in the description box below. Stay healthy, stay well, strive to keep your anxiety under control, and be kind, always.